doing? Hope you have a blessed day today. Heading to work as usual. I put a video up on TikTok where I was talking about dealing with past trauma, or not dealing with it, and how it can affect you. Like, it can manifest so much if you don't take the time to deal with it. Like, you just live in a state of sadness, all this negative energy that just keeps following you. I gotta pay attention, because yesterday I came to this same stop sign and I stopped. I looked to my right, looked to my left, and I saw no car coming. I saw two guys riding their bikes, and I'm telling you, as I make the left turn, there's a truck just appear 1 inch from my car. Oh my God, I don't know. God is good, that's all I can say. God is good. And I was paying attention. I don't play with my phone when I'm driving. I don't text. I don't do those stuff. Yeah. So anyways, I went back to, so I want to call this segment the journey. And there's so many things that I haven't dealt with, and sometimes it makes me feel like I'm not living. You're just going day to day, but it's like I'm not living. Sometimes I have no motivation because I'm just holding on to all these things that I fail to address or to face it, right? So I want to start from before I moved to Canada, when I got pregnant. So I got pregnant at a young age, 17. At the time, my dad was sponsoring us. But then we had to take a DNA test. That was a requirement. While waiting for the DNA test, I got pregnant. I didn't know I was pregnant until maybe 3 months, because then I was young. I was always skinny. There was no changes in my body except for, the monthly thing. But I didn't take anything of it. Like, I'm like, no. But then, like, I think, about 3 months I started feeling weird, and I asked this girl at the time, that my neighbor, if she could buy, and then she bought it within a second. Positive. Oh my God. So I hid it, because I know my mom was gonna kill me if she found out. My mom was gonna kill me. My mom don't play. And in the Christmas time, she sent us down to our grandparents, for Christmas. And we ended up staying there for a long time. When I was with my grandparents, like, they didn't know. And I would have this blue sweater that I would wear every day. And I would kind of like try to suck my stomach in, like tuck in my stomach, so that no one would really see. But I have a cousin, like grown woman. Like, I told her, because oh my God, like, it doesn't matter if it's hot, cold, whatever, I'm in that sweater. And at nights was when I could like let my stomach out, breathe, when I'm going to bed. And one day my mom just happened to visit us out of the blue, and my brother came with her. So at the time, my brother was a cop. And then she said, so when I saw her, I got so frightened. I started running, like I'm trying to like go catch the cows, because my grandparents, like, they raise cows. I was just so flustered. And she came and she said, my cousin, he was young at the time, maybe like not even 7. My mom said when my cousin came to visit her, he's like, Auntie Marva, Karen. So they call me Karen. She's always asking for bula and soda pop. So when she came, she's like, I don't know why he'll be saying that, and then may I say, oh my God, I got a boil, abscess on my eye, and God is saying, you need to see. That's what she was telling me. And I'm like, see what? She's like, something is up. I'm like, no. And then she said, lift your stomach up, lift your shirt up. I'm like, why? She said, lift up my shirt. So I lift my shirt up. I'm dying, because I know she's gonna She's gonna go to places, you know. And when I lift my shirt up, she felt my stomach and she's like, "Why's your stomach so hard?" I'm like, "I don't know. Like, what are you talking about?" And she go on, and then my grandparents was like, "Not all, no, I'm not all, no, do the girl, man. She fine." And then after I told her, I was almost 7 months when my mom found out that I was pregnant. So I had no prenatal care, nothing. And she was mad. My brother was mad. They were also cursing my second sister that she knew. It was a whole lot of mess. And so she left, and then she came back the following day to take us back home. And oh my God, when I went home, oh, I got it. My mom, she was so disgusted. And I understand, I'm a young girl, supposed to be in school. She was so disgusted. She was so angry. Oh, that poor lady. And then when Monday morning came, even though I stopped going to school because we didn't know the DNA test would take so long. We didn't know it would take so long for us to get the result. We thought we were going to leave like way earlier. So we stopped going to school. But when that Monday morning came and she saw other girls going to school, oh, that hit her, man. She's like, Monday morning, everybody got school, you not got school, you're in about you're pregnant. And I was so embarrassed. And one day, she was so angry, she threw all my clothes outside on the front lawn. All my clothes. And I wasn't a bad girl. So when people found out that I was pregnant, this person asked me, did someone rape you? Because my mom is strict. Like, she would leave and then she would like come back through bushes just to see if you're doing anything. But we didn't give trouble. But you know, it happened, right? But after she found out, oh, she took the best care of me, the best care, you know. Like, my mom is a loving woman. She's miserable, but she's loving. And I remembered when I went into labor. So back up. So now I started seeing, you know, started going to the clinic. And then when I was 9 months pregnant and I went to the clinic, everybody thought I was like 3 months pregnant. At 9 months pregnant, I was 138 pounds. That's how small I was. 138 I weighed. And when I went into labor, I was afraid to tell my mom because I know she's gonna get mad. I took that pain for hours before I told her. When I told her, it was in the evening, she's like, you see now? You can't take pain, foolishness. And then after, she called, there's a friend that lives close by us. She called him to come and take me to the hospital. And I'm telling you, when I went to the hospital, I didn't reach the hospital. I didn't reach inside. My water broke in the guy's car. And you know, in Jamaica, you can't, like, they don't allow anyone, I don't know about now, but when come on, they didn't allow anyone in the room. The bed seems like like an iron board, like slant, you know. And I went on that bed at 6:30, and at 10 to 7, I had my baby. My mom could only come in for like a few minutes when I was transferred to the room or whatever. And I remember the night I helped someone to lift their bag. I'm so silly. And I felt so much pain. Like, I messed up the bed, and then I asked the nurse if she could help me to change my sheet. She's like, I'll bring you the sheet and you have to make the bed yourself. Like, I was dying in pain, so I had to like put the baby one side, spread this side. It was hard. And the following morning, my mom came really early, but she couldn't get in until like, I don't know, visiting hours start, maybe like after 9. And I got discharged that day, went home, everything was fine. And then, so that was the Sunday I got discharged. And that Tuesday, my dad called and said, hello mom, your papers, like, you guys are coming up. So remember, I had my daughter May 27th. I had her May 27th, and my dad called me the Tuesday after that and told us that we are coming to Canada June 15th. I couldn't bring my daughter because she wasn't on my papers, because I got pregnant after everything was done, just waiting for my DNA result. And when I heard that, oh my God, I started crying, because I know I can't bring her with me. And I remember when I was going to the airport, my mom's friend came with us. My dad didn't know I was pregnant. His family didn't know I was pregnant. I had a baby. And when I reached at the airport, I think it was my uncle or my aunt, by my dad's side, was there. I can't remember which one was there. But turn my car off. My mom's friend took the baby as if the baby was hers. When I went into the airport and we did our thing, and we were supposed to go board or whatever, and I had to leave my baby, it was the hardest. It was the hardest. It was so hard. And then we came, when we came the night to Canada, it was so hard. Like, I still didn't tell my dad. I cried every night. And then I think it was when my daughter turned 2 months, I told my dad that I had a baby. And then his wife, the first thing she said, oh, you gotta get a job. So she took me to this agency. Like, at the time, you had to sign up. Maybe it's still happening. You sign up with the agency and they find you jobs in like factories and stuff like that. My first one was, I think they used to do like car parts, but not parts, like nuts and screws. I can remember. Yeah, that was so long ago. And I worked that one. Then sometimes there's no job, so they'll find you another one, and it went on and on and on. And then the last one I worked at was a place where they make sportswear. And she told me, no baby will come into this house. I'm like, okay. And I worked. And this September, I went back to school, got me a job at McDonald's. That time they were paying like 6 something. Was it 6.30 they were paying? Yeah. And I'm telling you, I support my child. I will go hungry, make sure that she has. And my mom, even though I wasn't making much, I worked. And after I got my citizenship, so 3 years after I came here, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sponsor her, because I feel like it's safer as a citizen. I did it the first time, they turned me down. I went back again to a Jewish lawyer and paid money, and they turned me down because she wasn't on my papers. When I came, you go through immigration and all them stuff, and they asked, you have independent, da, da, da. I don't know if I heard what she asked me, but it's like it didn't register. And also, I was like, in my messed up mind, I was also saying, if I say yes, will they send us back, and then I'm gonna punish my sisters for what? So I thought about my sisters. I don't know, it was like paranoia, all those things, played a role. And when I tried for her once, turned me down, twice, turned me down, and I let it cool off for a bit. But I'm telling you, it was hard. But I went home like every year. I think one time I went home twice in 1 year. And if I couldn't go every year, I would go every other year. And I never missed any graduation, nothing, And then after, I'm like, okay, let me try again. When I tried again, now I got an African lawyer, and he said, okay, what the Jewish lawyer did was incorrect. Like, you can't appeal something on my behalf because I'm not the one affected. You have to appeal on your daughter's behalf. And he said, okay, we can't take the regular route. We have to use the humanitarian and compassionate grounds. So that's the route we took. And it took 5 years for it to work. I'm telling you, I spent so much money on that third try. I spent so much money. And then they asked for so many things. First, they asked me to go back 5 years of transactions. So I had to go back to my Western Union. When I see how much money I send, I'm like, oh my God, I could buy the world. Then they wanted my daughter to see a psychologist, and for that it was $768 US. Then they wanted a letter from my mom, and the lawyer charged me 500 Canadian dollars. It was just money. It was just money. If he said open your eyes, you gotta pay for it. But I was willing, and then my dad also helped. I was willing to pay all that money, and it took 5 years. So my daughter came here when she was 18. I tried my best, and she knows I tried my best, but the guilt is always there because my son was born here. And I feel like even though I tried my best, and I did my best because she was there, I was here, I can understand that it didn't feel the same as having my son here, right? So I felt guilt. There was a lot of rebelling happening with her and stuff like that. It's a challenge. I'm still trying to figure out, to be a mom to her. Like, I am a mom to her, but sometimes it's hard because for 18 years, even though I visit, but what I will go a month at a time when I would visit, but a month is still not enough, right? Sometimes I'll talk to my dad. He's like, you tried your best. It's not like you came here, you abandoned her, so don't feel guilty. But I do feel guilty, and I remember someone told me that I have PTSD because I haven't dealt with it, and sometimes it's kind of awkward. But I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. She's grown now. She's 24, and she's a very smart, intelligent young woman. She is gifted. She's super smart. Always have been. When I would go to her graduation, I'll be so proud of her accomplishments. But we are trying. We are trying. Yeah, so that's the pregnancy / migration story. And I think for my next video, I will dive more into my life here before I went on my own, got my own place, all the stuff that I've been through. Y'all, I have been through it. But by the grace of God, I'm still standing. Doesn't matter how many times I fall, this girl get back up. But it's just so much I have built up inside of me that I need to release. And maybe I should see a therapist, but I feel like talking to my camera is more comfortable. Like, you will see this, but at this moment it was just me and my camera. It's better for me. I'm like, why not share my story? Maybe I can help someone else. I remember I met this young girl when I was working at my other place, and I did a video about coming to Canada thinking it was a better rose, but I didn't get too deep in it. And my mom said, you should go deeper. And then the girl saw it and she's like, please do more videos like this. Like, it's helping me, because she's been going through it. She was going through it with first appearance. And I'm like, I'm very private. I'm very shy in certain ways. So I was like, but I'm like, I'm gonna share it. If I can help one person, then I did my job. Because it doesn't matter how things may seem hard, no way out, I'm telling you, there is a way out if you just trust and believe. And when you come out, you feel amazing because you knew what you've been through to get to where you are. So hold the faith, and we're on this journey together. Anyways, guys, I got to go to work. I'm sitting in the parking lot, people passing by in their cars look at me like I am crazy. So I'm gonna get into work, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.